Funday with Paul and Judy. This is so exciting.
It is. Why is it exciting?
Well, we won't know if it's really exciting until the end of the show when we go back and watch it and see if it actually came through smoothly.
Right. So we are in Belize. In fact, I'm cheersing
Cheers
with
from
the
Belize.
Belizean beer called Bellican.
I'm cheersing with a koozie that kind of matches my hat.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hope you're having a great weekend. We didn't think we'd be able to do this, but we did bring our internet cord with us, or Ethernet cord. So we're plugged in and ready to go.
We're going to see how it goes. We don't know if it's working or not. You will be the ones to tell us if it is, if you're seeing it happen.
Yes.
And if we came on in time and all of that.
Exactly.
But you did the speed test. It seemed to be okay.
Even though the numbers read differently in the United States than they do here. But as we said, we'll see how it goes. At least the little red light is on. So it says that we're broadcasting. But we don't want to forget to remind you about our sponsor. And the only difference today from the days in the past is that we don't have any with us.
We can't ship it to Belize.
I know. It ships everywhere else, but it doesn't ship to Belize. It ships everywhere in the United States, including Canada and Alaska. And it's our Corny Kettlers folks who are up in Virginia with all kinds of great kettle corn popcorn. And I'm just showing you some of the flavors that we have ordered. And when we get back to the United States, we have to order the cookies and cream and the kettle cake because we're just very curious. But anyway, if you use the code Judy, Judy, at checkout, you'll get 15% off. Look at this. People are starting to come through. I'm so excited, Deborah. Hi, Tony. We're doing great. Thank you. This is so fun. It's working.
It's working. It's working.
Thank you, Nancy. That's great. Good to hear. So anyway, look how tropical.
Very tropical.
You want to talk a little bit about Belize?
Why don't we? Did you say you had a map?
I do. Belize? You guys, I set up, so I was prepared for you to let you know exactly if you have never ever been to Belize or never looked on a map to see where it was. And one of the reasons I did this is because when I was a host at QVC, we went to Bolivia on a mining expedition to see how they mined ametrine. And we did, our director producer did a video called Where's Bolivia? Like, where in the world is Bolivia? So I thought that this may be a similar situation for you guys. So we thought it might be fun to...
Nice arrow. Is that you? Did you do that?
No, I wish I could take credit for that. But anyway, if you look at the United States and you see the perspective of Florida and California, and then right below that on the far west side, Mexico coming down, you see that little country down there called Belize. Hi, Kathy. Thanks for joining us.
And Belize is, right now, I'd say we're averaging probably 80 some degrees in the day and 75 at night.
Yeah, pretty consistent. And
what do you get if you use the code Paul? Nothing.
You pay full price.
They might even charge you more. All right, Mark. Mark's no longer my friend.
Hi, Nikita. Merry Christmas, everybody. We really didn't think we were going to be able to do this, but we're so excited.
This is our last Sunday Funday before Christmas, and we're going to be spending Christmas here in Belize for the first time being here on a holiday.
And I wanted to show you a little bit more perspective, if I could. If you notice where our location, when I showed you Mexico, and of course you saw Cuba and Jamaica and the Virgin Islands in that other picture, you see Belize. And then you see how close the other countries are around it: Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua. And so it's really tucked in right on the Caribbean. And that's why the weather is so nice and tropical. It's very similar to Florida weather for those who've traveled to Florida and spent any time
in
there.
Mexico to the north and to the west of it. And Mexico, Riviera Maya, if you've ever gone to places like Cancun and below that Riviera Maya, that's where it is. And there's so anyway, it used to be, you see Honduras below it, and it used to be British Honduras.
Hi, Andy Prescott.
Look at that.
Look at who came through. Look what the cat dragged in.
The best piano
As
player.
my mom used to say.
The best piano bar of all time.
Absolutely.
Andy
Absolutely. We keep threatening to Make him come to Florida and play our piano for us. Private serenade.
Yes.
No, we thought it'd be fun for a party sometime to do that.
We miss Andy. If you live in that northeastern kind of northeast of Philadelphia, Lansdale, Bucks County, you will might see him playing about, and you owe it to yourself. He's a treat. He's just fun to watch.
There have been a couple of people who said, like, lucky you could get out, and what's the situation there with COVID?
Let's talk about that too.
Yeah, I thought I would bring it up so that you would.
So first of all,
thanks for taking my cue.
First of all, you can fly here in a number of different airlines. We chose Delta. Mm-hmm. American flies here, as does Southwest.
Yep.
And it's not that, maybe 2.5 hour flight from Atlanta, little less than that probably from Miami. And it's because I mentioned it was British Honduras, the official language is English. So very easy to get around and get by.
Which is very convenient for us. I don't speak Spanish, so it's very nice to be able to speak English to everybody. And they're also friendly.
They're very friendly here. And they have a tourism health app.
Yes.
Which this is how they're dealing with the COVID, because certainly this is a tourist destination. There are 3 main areas in Belize that are very big tourist destinations. One of them happens to be where we are. And so we had to download the app. You had to get a COVID test 72 hours before you were to land, which we did.
Yep.
And so literally the night before we flew, we were at dinner and we got our, yes, you have no COVID detected.
You have a negative response to the COVID test. So that was great. You take a picture of it on your phone. If you get it in an email, which we did, we just did a snapshot on our phone so that it was easy in photos to just pull up, because they'll ask you for that when you arrive at the airport. And then if you have already had the COVID test, it's much easier to kind of sail right through customs. But and in answer to some of your other questions, which were, how is it being handled down there? Very carefully. Mm-hmm. Everyone's very respectful of wearing the mask. Now, I will tell you, there's an incentive. And we heard this the day that we arrived from the guy who picked us up at the airport. He said they're very strict, and the way that they're able to keep everything sort of under control is there's a $1,000 fine for anyone who is caught not wearing a mask, which is equivalent to $500 in the US. So the Belizean dollar is 2 to 1 with the American dollar.
And before you say anything, we're at a private residence by ourselves, so that we don't have to have masks. But if you're out in public,
well, we have to have them wherever we go.
That's correct.
So we remind each other, do you have your mask? Do you have your mask? So if you're going grocery shopping, if you're going into a restaurant, and of course now, because it's Christmas time, they're getting ready to go on vacation too. And their vacation lasts through the 3rd of January. So most of the people who are working around here will go home to be with their families, and then they'll come back to work on the 4th. So we just thought all that was very interesting to kind of pass along as just a little.
And by the way, if you want to not wear the mask, mm-hmm. and you don't have the $1,000, it's 30 days in jail.
Yes, exactly. So we heard about one guy who was caught 3 times and owed either $3,000 or 3 months in jail. So I guess it's 1 month for every $1,000.
He chose the 3 months.
We think the guys around here, I haven't seen him in a while, so we're thinking that he may be spending the holidays.
But other than that, it's
in the brink.
It's probably a little less crowded than it normally would be at this time of year. We have some favorite restaurants already. This is our 3rd time coming here, mm-hmm. and we have some favorite restaurants. Now they're having to deal with a new curfew that goes into effect tonight. Correct. This is Sunday, right?
This is Sunday.
So I think
said the 20th it was going to begin.
I think you have to be gone from any restaurant or by 8 o'clock, and they stop serving alcohol at 6 o'clock.
Right. And so, of course, the restaurant owners are kind of like, okay, this is a new thing. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they haven't been through a COVID Christmas before, right. Which is what all of us are going through. But he said, I don't know. I mean, we've been hanging on, by our fingernails. We're keeping the restaurant open, but we also had to sit outside. They weren't, all the chairs and tables were upside down. Mm-hmm. So anything that was being served was outside on the porch. And fortunately, it was a very nice night. So we were, fine. But the other thing I do, because the mosquitoes love me, is I do bring my bug repellent. Yeah.
But this
so you'll want to do that if you come to.
I know Judy really, really attracts them, and they only come to me as the last resort.
They do. He says, You've sprayed, haven't you?
But it's really not that buggy this time of year. It really isn't. Even though it's been raining a lot.
Bring your bug spray.
Or just buy it here. What else can we say?
Well, we can talk about, speaking of Belize, the intro and outro of somebody's video ended up being shot from this very porch at this private home where we're staying. And would you like to describe why?
Yes, I didn't even do the promo for this week. So I was telling everyone we were going to do a question and answer program on my YouTube channel, Paul DC Gemstones. And so I shot that the day before we left. Or was it the day we left? No, but the day before.
Mm-hmm.
Day before we left. And Tom Elliott is an amazing guy. He's one of the few graduate jeweler gemologists the world has ever seen.
Yeah.
He's
a very good friend.
Yeah, he's forgotten more about gems than I'll ever know. And we traveled all over the place with him, Judy, right?
Yeah.
So we did this whole...
I mean, to include Brazil. We went to South America with him too.
So it was meant not to be, because when we first started to, because there's so many great questions that you guys have posed, and I wanted to ask him those questions. We are about, like halfway in, and we ran out of SD card space. So I'm like, so I had to download what I had, and then I put and clear out the SD card and start over.
Yeah.
And then as I went to edit it,
worst thing for an editor to find.
I had no sound. Now, I know some of you are cheering if I have no sound, right?
You had sound in the beginning.
At the beginning.
And you had it at the end.
Right. So.
But the big chunk, the major
middle,
part of the information.
Not so much.
He said to me, and you were up really early that morning too, because we had to leave. He had woken up at 5 o'clock or something. So I knew that he had been downstairs editing when I got up at 6:45. And so then he says in the middle, like he's going along, he's got his little earphones in, he's listening to the audio. And then suddenly, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And I said, what? And he told me about the audio issues. I said, and you've been up since 5 o'clock working on the beginning, right? You're just realizing that. So, but you salvaged it.
So here's what I did. I started the video, and
Thank you, Tony.
And I went before the video, shot right on this balcony over here, saying that, hey, here's the thing, and you're going to get a little bit of it. Right when we got into the first question, because first we have to introduce who Tom is, what's his background. And then as we're going through it, it gets to the point where there's no sound.
Yeah.
And I did some funny things that I edited. But then right as he's answering questions, so we're going to have to do it again. Well, there's Tom.
There's the man himself, the graduate gemologist.
It was obviously plaid shirt day. I don't know if you guys got the
plaid shirt memo. It's funny. I found, you know how things pop up on your Facebook page that says this was a memory of yours from 4 years ago or 7 years ago. And a memory popped up on my phone of Toni Bratton, who you know as the Tony Pony girl with the wigs and the extensions. And she we had a picture done together, and both you and Tony's husband, Tom, had plaid shirts. And here Tony and I are all decked out we were out in Telluride, Colorado. So we were all decked out in our little furry boots and our cute little vests. And I said, not a thorn between two plaids, but like flanked by plaid. And she said, that's one of my favorite pictures of all time. So yes, that you boys got the plaid memo.
But I thought you liked Burberry. Isn't that a plaid sort of thing?
It is a plaid sort of thing, yes. So that I can't show you the beginning of or even the middle or the end, because if we showed you a clip, you'd actually be seeing the whole thing.
Right.
Well,
it ended up 7.5 minutes.
Yeah, and, it's really.
And it's funny because I even said after it said, I said, well, that was a cliffhanger, wasn't it? He's right in the middle of talking about magma and how petrified wood is formed.
But you're going to get back together and finish it up.
No, I'm done.
He told him about it. And Tom said, not to worry. We'll do it again in January. When you.
But it's funny because then the next day we left for Belize. He's leaving for Guyana, I think, for a while.
Right.
So.
Too bad I don't have a map of Guyana, because you would have been able to see. Oh, there he is.
If only we had Tom on live right now.
Oh, that's so funny. Wait.
No, I need to know if Tom looked at my YouTube channel to see.
Here he is again.
See how I butchered
Here he
it.
is again. There's Tom. He's the one who just wrote in. Too funny. Too funny.
What are you going to do?
I know.
So anyway, Belize got its independence in 1981.
Wait, I have a video.
Oh, that's true. God.
Pick me. Pick
Yes.
me.
No, so this is even more amazing because Judy has a lot more editing to do than I do. Because now is this one the cooking or is this the
No, this is a
exercise?
fitness. Because last week on Monday, as you know, when I upload my videos onto YouTube, we did the Swiss cheese chicken and had a lot of great response. Now I'm curious if you tried that recipe, if you've taken a picture, send it to me via Messenger on Facebook because I want to see how they turned out. Because it's one of the easiest recipes. One woman, I think it was Sissy, wrote in and said, "Where can I get that cookbook?" And of course, it was published in 1982.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it still exists.
And I think it was out of Minnesota or Wisconsin or something.
I think it was Michigan.
Michigan.
It was when I was living in
But
Michigan.
I mean, where the book was published. I remember reading that.
In Minnesota?
Yeah.
Well, I got it in Michigan.
Oh.
So we can confirm that when we get home.
Anyways, probably out of print.
Yeah, it may be. But it was called, what was it called? Easy Does It. That was the recipe. Easy Does It recipes.
And there are great recipes in there. So do we have a clip that we can?
Yes, we do. Would you like to see? Okay.
Of course
But that's not what I'm showing tomorrow. So I have to move back to what I'm showing tomorrow because tomorrow is going to be this right here. And it's all about stretching. You guys know I'm doing this Fit in 5 series. And
double entendre.
yes, Fit in 5. Either get fit in 5 minutes or fit in 5 minutes to get fit. If that made any sense to you at all.
It did.
But I'm doing, because all of the Fit in 5s are so short, because literally it's 5 minutes to work on a body part. I don't have any warm up or cool down. So what I decided to do is give you just a video with all the stretching and the cool down exercises. So that sort of sets it up for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go ahead and I'll give you a little snippet and I'll entice you to do tomorrow's workout.
Fit in 5 minutes.
I hope you enjoy this. All right, so you're sitting in a nice, easy pose. Legs are crossed in front of you. And let's do an inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale the arms up. Good, and exhale. Now clasp those hands in front of you. Turn them inside out and pull forward. And feel a nice stretch down your back. Good. Now take those hands and clasp them in the back and lift up and open up those shoulders. Very good. All right, come on up. Put your right hand on your left knee and just do a slight twist back. Good. Put your left hand on your right knee and look over that right shoulder. Good. All right, let's go down on our backs. And excuse me ahead of time if you hear some rustling. I haven't quite figured out how to perfect the microphone, and sometimes the antenna gets underneath me. Bring those knees up together into your chest. And bring your nose to your knees. Good. Okay, so there you go. That's a little bit of a, whoops, started again. Didn't mean that. So that's just a little bit of it. So that'd be fit in 10
minutes if you ran it twice.
Yeah, if you go twice, yeah. It's the cool down in 5.
Yes.
So you can do that at the end or beginning of any videos. And the interesting thing is that I have found, just because of, I don't know, packing, getting ready for the trip, getting ready to make sure that we pack everything we need, then traveling on an airplane, and I carry all my stress up here. I think I mentioned that to you last week, that those stretchings and cool downs are more important than ever, and they're just so good for you. Yeah.
So that will be Monday tomorrow.
That'll be tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Yeah.
Somebody wrote something saying, why is Paul in long sleeves?
Yes.
Okay. And let me explain that, because I am of Irish descent. I can literally get a sunburn under fluorescent lighting.
In fact, the ring light we're using that I did pack and bring with me.
See my rosy cheek? So it wasn't
having
there
an effect.
No, but honestly, I never took care of my skin very well. But when I come to places, especially because we live in Florida, I have a lot of these are, they call them rash guards. And this is an SPF 50. So I wear the long sleeves because I could get burned down there as well as everywhere else. So
Sure.
I put usually a 70 SPF on my face. And I wear these, and I don't feel hot.
They're very cool,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
It's a very nice, lightweight, cool, and you can swim in them. So if you end up
So that's the reason for that.
Yeah.
Now, big upside in Belize, except for one thing.
What's up?
Their beers are only like 9 ounces.
9.5 or
And it's like, but the glass is so heavy.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's empty.
And it's dark, so you can't see that it's empty. And it's so heavy that you can't tell how much or little you have left.
But it's empty.
Does that mean it's time to go?
Pretty soon, yeah. Well, have we gotten through everything that we needed to?
I got through everything that was in the waiting room.
Well, we won't be able to see you on Christmas Day unless we do something weird like we did on Thanksgiving.
I know. You never know when we're going to pop in.
Pop up. But we're going to continue to enjoy our time here. We hope you enjoy time, whether it can be with family or not. But we really enjoy spending time with you guys.
Absolutely. It's just fun to share. It's fun to see your comments, see what you're doing, how you're feeling. Just the fact that you check in with us is so nice. And we love this about social media. As we've said before, you're like family to us. So we wanted to make this happen to be with you as much as we hope you feel the same about us kind of popping in on your lives from time to time. I actually said to Paul, you know, it's so pretty here, even though it's not the rainy season, but it's funny how rain just will pop up and then suddenly the sun will shine. And then 15 minutes later, it'll rain again. And then the sun will shine. And you know, you can't. So we take an umbrella with us everywhere. We take a hat, we take SPF, we take bug spray. It's like, like having little kids with all the backpacks that you have to carry with you, but just to be prepared. But I said to Paul, I wonder if it would be fun to get up in the morning and go down to a beach and do a wake up video with you live. And I don't know if I'll be able to make that happen, but it would be fun if I could get myself up early enough in the morning and felt like I could find a nice quiet space. Be kind of fun to do that. I did bring my stretch exercise bands with me, so I was doing some of those yesterday just to show how easy it is to work out.
We'll do something out on the lagoon side. I forgot what I was going to say. A couple of things. Yeah. The gemsonvogue.com website is running a clearance on all of my stuff because
that's right. It keeps going, doesn't it?
Yeah. So we are working on some other projects that we're going forward. I'll announce pretty soon, but everything is 77% off.
Right.
I mean, there's Sleeping Beauty in there for 77% off. There's
crazy.
Opals in there. There's even some gold pieces and some gemstones in there. So check out that website, gemsonvogue.com.
For great sales.
And I think it ends on January 3rd. So take advantage of the sale price. Also, we did a sale on the books. Now, we won't be able to ship them until we get back. It'll be closer to January. Right. But if you want the Opal book, I always have to ask Judy, is it $11?
And that includes shipping.
Yeah, with the shipping included. So price. The Opal book is $11. It includes
shipping and tax.
And did we say 17 on the?
I don't remember what you told me on that one. Because we didn't do that one last weekend. We just talked about the Opal.
Let's make it 17.
Okay.
And we're normally doing it for 27. That's $10 off.
Yeah.
What am I, crazy?
And that includes the shipping too, and the tax.
Judy's looking at me very suspiciously.
Well, I remember that you said you found kind of a little stash hidden away because we were kind of organizing and cleaning things out. He said, I found this whole box and they're all shrink wrapped, like brand new. So I have more than just the 10
still
I thought I had.
Still not a lot of them, but if you want either of those, what do? We said we do PayPal, Venmo, or check. And then I ship it out to you.
And we can show you how to do that. And if you do decide you want one of those, all you have to do is use Messenger. That's the best way to get a hold of either one of us, whether you have a great recipe that you want to share that we can do on a future In the Kitchen with Paul and Judy, or you're interested in buying one of the hardcover books. Now, you know that they're available
ebooks.
On ebooks digitally. I think you can get them on Amazon. You can get it from Barnes and Noble digitally. But if you actually want the coffee table cover books, then just let us know on Messenger and we'll tell you how to do that. Of course, it wouldn't be shipped out until after January 1st.
And we'll let you
So-
know how the
just because of our travel.
the new curfew goes.
Oh, I know. But you'd be very proud of us. We went grocery shopping, of course, with our
Mhm.
masks on, and we've been doing a lot of cooking since we
Yes.
do have access to a full kitchen.
We don't have
so-
enough cameras to do it in the kitchen with Paul and Judy
I know,
from
we were
Belize.
thinking
That would be kind of
about
fun.
that.
We do a Belizean recipe.
I know. That's what we talked about. Yep.
Well, maybe if we do, it would just be one camera angle, but maybe we do it
That, or I could set up a phone
as one of
within the
them.
ring, and then because it wouldn't be live, I could edit those two sources together
There we
afterwards.
go.
So you never know. That may be what we're doing on Christmas.
And I would do the same thing, except there would be no audio.
What happened? Eh?
What? I can't hear you.
Hey, you guys, have a Merry Christmas.
Yes,
it
please.
was so much fun to touch
We're
base
looking-
with you, to check in, and we're so glad that the audio and the video sound came through well. That makes my heart happy.
Yes. And here's to a Merry Christmas and a very, very Happy New Year.
I know you're
I'll
out,
text.
but
I'll
you
toast
have a
with
little sip. You didn't even see it
nothing. Really not much.
because the beer is so
Yeah.
dark.
Yes.